listen to me very carefully because this one is gonna be very important for you to understand. If you want to survive in the field of photography, long time, very long time. In my 22 years of photography life, I have been receiving so many questions from students, and after seeing all those questions, now I think that most of the photographers or people consider photography as a very expensive passion or profession. They think an average middle class person can never afford photography like a financially sound person. But my friends, you guys are wrong. Because it's not the camera or the lens that is expensive. You guys make photography expensive with your unawareness. Yes. This is true. It's not the fault of the camera or the lens manufacturing companies or the forefathers of photography. No, it's not their fault. In reality, all the pioneering camera and lens manufacturing companies try to reduce the production cost so they can provide you with all the equipment at a very affordable price range. Still, photographers think of photography as an expensive hobby or profession. But why? Do you really want to know why we consider photography expensive, or how do we make it expensive? The answer is, when we start photography, we directly jump into the camera and lens operation learning part. And this is the first and foremost mistake a photographer does. We skip an entire important learning process on the camera and lens technology that you should complete even before purchasing the equipment. But almost 100% of photographers skip this part of learning, and as a result, the very first camera and lens they buy appears non-resembling with their purpose in photography. Also, back in the mind, they always carry a blockage that my camera is not efficient like the camera of others. Now, whenever you click a faulty image, you just blame the camera or the lens straight. But let me remind you, my friends, you are still not in a position of judging the true merit of any equipment. Maybe you know how to control the aperture, how to control the shutter speed, and how much ISO is good enough for low light conditions, but you don't know anything properly about the shutter plate, the aperture diaphragm, or the aperture hole, or the ISO intelligence of the camera. How far your camera's processing is capable to handle a process load. How do we create a process load even in the camera while using it? We don't know anything about battery consumption. We don't know the lens inside elements. Why and only when there should be a fluoride element or UD or LD, whatever, in the lens. And without knowing these important things, a photographer would never be able to utilize the fullest potential of any camera or lens. Also, they will always choose the wrong one, and this is how you get trapped in the vicious cycle of thinking that my equipment is not good enough, and eventually equipment upgradation becomes a never-ending mindset of photographers. This is why photography appears to be a very expensive pursuit, which it is not. But thankfully, now you are a part of the FTA learning process, and I am here to break all the mental blockages you are facing or you can face in a photography life. This is Riddhi Bhattacharya. See you in the next class. Thank you.